Hey, welcome everybody. So we got two cameras going on at the same time here. So please watch I apologize for my eye contact if it's not directly on the camera. But last week we had so many technical difficulties that I ended up losing the restream and only having Instagram. So this week, to keep it simple and to put less pressure on our weak internet system, I am on Restream for Facebook and YouTube. So I hope for those of you that are joining us on Facebook, welcome. And I've logged in separately into my Instagram account because that's really where my comfort zone is. And apparently Instagram prevailed last week after everything collapsed. People could come back and find me. So for those of you that are following us right now on YouTube or Facebook, if I happen to disappear like I did last week at about the 6-minute mark, please go to my Instagram account at Karen Laws Live, and you can join us there live. We've got lots of things happening right now outside. There's a wicked thunderstorm going on, so there's a very good chance that I will lose everything. My Starlink dish is just not happy here at home. At the cottage, I wanted to stay at the cottage because it was gorgeous out there, and it's like 100% out there. It never fails me. All my life I've been trying, well, not all my life, since the internet became a thing, I've been trying to get internet at the cottage, and now all of a sudden I have it, and I'm not out there as much as I'd like. But it's 40 degrees Celsius here today, folks, with the humidity, so it's not a good place to be when there's no air conditioning. We are here in my little office at home. I have I don't know if you can see, but we have Prince, we have Archie, and we have wherever he is. Where are you, Prince? Prince is right behind me there. He's shy. There we go. We have Prince. And for those of you that are on Instagram, you can see Archie's over there in the corner, just off to the side. And Prince is right behind me. So post in the comments where you're logging in from and if it's like stinky hot there. And if this is your first time, give a double tap on your screen or send in a heart emoji and let me know that you're here for the very first time. And if you've been here forever, give me a thumbs up, not forever. Okay. Sharp Pocket Rocket. Love that. One Susie. And so, hey, Jewett 9. There's a whole bunch coming here. Artistry by Brittany. Is that artistry products or artistry as an artist? Cool shade, window tint. I like that. Christine Harper, welcome. Summers, let me see here. Okay, post in the comments where you're from. Lots of people already logged in on Instagram. Oops, I keep my here on Facebook. I haven't seen anybody come in on Facebook yet. Also, say hi to my assistant, Vina. She's here joining us. She's also going to help. And post in the comments. What I want to talk to you today about is energy. If you joined us last week or a couple of weeks ago when we had Tracy Franken on here as a guest, just double tap on the screen or type yes in the comments, Tracy, because we talked a lot about relationships. And she has an online program called Relationship Remedy. If you want to know more about that, please click on the link in my bio. It'll take you right to it. It's a fantastic course. And it got me thinking again about energy and how energy matters and what we're doing. We're putting together something really exciting that will be coming to you in September to help you have an even better relationship, not only with your dog, but if you are a business owner, with your clients. And you don't have to be a dog trainer to benefit from this. So if that's something that's of interest to you, type style in the comments and you'll get an instant link to be able to sign up. It's a webinar. It's coming mid-September. It's going to be very limited. There will be a recording. So it's really important to just register so that if you can't make it, you can get the recording afterwards. And you'll learn how to attract more clients to your business and how to have a better relationship with your dog. We're going to talk a ton about energy and relationships and all the things that really nobody in business actually teaches. You got to go look for it. I'm really excited about it. I've been teaching this stuff since, oh my goodness, 2007. And when we used to have in-person workshops with Tracy Franken and a couple of other great trainers, this was the most on the reviews afterwards, it was the most well-liked segment of the 3 or 4 days that we were together. Of course, the dog stuff was always fun, but out of the teaching and the theory, this was what the people like the best. So it's free. It's happening September 16th and 18th, one in the morning on the 16th, one in the evening on the 18th. And it's really important that you sign up so you get access to the recording. Just type style. It's not going to cost you anything. Just type style in the comments and you'll get an instant link to do that. All right. And also, put your questions if you've got some dog behavior questions in here. Groomer Girl and Naya, welcome. Sarah, oh my goodness, I don't want to miss anybody here. There's so many people logging in. I'm so excited. Okay, and I'm not sure here if we're on the, what's going on here? Okay, hey, Maryland, welcome. Port, is it hot down there? We're getting a wicked thunderstorm right here. Hey, Mark from Milwaukee, welcome. Longy near Montreal. Yep, San Diego, beautiful weather down there. It was gorgeous here today at home in the pool. because it's like stinky here. And we're in Northern Canada. We're not used to that. Like, no, too hot. All right. Okay, Montreal, welcome Montreal, San Diego, Maria Jones from Ontario, lovely. From the UK, Rachel, hey, welcome all the way from the UK, North Carolina, love it. Ireland, hey, Samantha, welcome. I'm so happy to see people from overseas. I love it when you come. Don't forget to, am I cutting out? Oh, I don't know. I've got my microphone on. Sorry. I don't know how to deal with that other than it's a crappy internet signal. Let me double check to see where we're at here with my settings. Okay. Says it's on. So, all right. Hopefully it'll get better. We're using up a lot of bandwidth. That's the problem. I know that interferes. So, cutting out. All right. I'm not getting any signals that it's weak. I hope it improves. And the only thing I might have to do is end the restream on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know how many people are there. I can't see that. So anyhow. All right. So Black Flag Girl, welcome back. If you've been here before, tap on, do a double tap on the screen so I see a heart. The image is freezing. That means my internet's not working. It's the weather. I know it's the weather. All right. Technical difficulties. I should have stayed at the lake and I would have had it been cooler. Video stopped? What? Okay, no question. Oops, no. Oh, yeah, there's a question. 2-year-old giant schnauzer from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Too old for the crate. I'm not sure what your question is there, Alfo, so let me know. Hey, Ivy. Welcome, Ivy. Team Ivy. Welcome. Image is freezing. Okay, hang on a second here. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me know. I'm just going to talk to my assistant here. So everybody say hi to Vina. She's here to help. She's going to give us some questions. Okay. All right, here we go. I want to make sure that I'm watching everybody. Okay, here we go. Okay, so hope you can see me. Madalena, oh, lots of hearts. Good, lots of people back. Welcome back. Bowerman, okay, post in the comments what's going on there. And remember, style. Yes, thank you. If you want to learn how to have a stronger relationship with your dog and attract more clients, if you happen to be a business owner and you do not have to be a dog trainer, I'm offering a free webinar, 2 time slots, September 16th in the morning, 11 o'clock, September 18th, 6 o'clock. And I know it's 7 o'clock at night, and it's free. And it's me talking to you about how you can understand the little energies and nuances that you need to have a better to attract more clients and have a better relationship with your dog as well as the clients that you have. And it's totally free. It's the beginning of something that we have that's really, really going to build on that. There's going to be more things coming, but I'm really excited about this webinar that's coming up in September. And type style so you can register, because there will be a recording. And if you don't register, you won't get the recording. And I understand life gets in the way. I do this a lot when I go to webinars or want to go to webinars. Like, I can't make it, but I'll register so I can get the recording and then I can watch it at my own time. And that's what we're going to do here. Okay. Hey, Ivy, welcome. Okay. Lynn Hathaway, good to see you. Okay. From Jenna Lesna. Okay. I'm going to try to look at both cameras here. I need to put my phone on top of my thing. I don't want to look down. All right. Let me see if I can make this go closer. Here we go. Oops. Okay. Nope. Not going to happen. There we go. A little bit. Okay. All right. Frenchie, nipping on dogs. He loves to play nonstop, and I believe he nips when dogs don't want to play. All right. So that is, once again, I've been dealing with that with, you can see him over there. You can see Archie just in the corner. Oh, Mr. Archie laying over there by the door. Archie likes to do that. And Prince will nip him to make him go away. But I can see, so if he's your Frenchie, you need to interrupt that and let him know that that's what we call inappropriate social play. And what is inappropriate play? It just paused again. I don't know if here we go. What is inappropriate play? Inappropriate play is nipping a dog in there anywhere on their body, using using their mouth inappropriately. And your job is to go between them. I would say, hey, and step between them and just move them, and then step towards the Frenchie and back them off every single time, because there will come a time when the dog he's nipping won't be nearly as accommodating and you'll have a dead Frenchie. So you need to get on it now. He needs to know that you control the space, that you've got his back. You're not yelling at him. You're not over the top screaming emotional. Energy matters. Calm, assertive energy. Step between them into what we call spatial pressure. Step towards your Frenchie and back him off. And if he goes to go around you, block him. And to help you with that, I would highly recommend that you attach a 8-foot leash, 6-foot leash to his, whatever you've got him on, flat collar, slip collar, or harness. It doesn't matter. The idea is it gives you instant access without having to grab for his head or without having to bend over him. You can stand up straight. You can manage your confident body language, and you step forward, spatial pressure. And you have to rinse and repeat over and over and over. So not only does he understand that that's inappropriate and you're not happy with it, but the other dog understands that it doesn't have to do anything to defend its personal space. And that is key, because you will eventually get a dog like Prince who says, I don't think so. I'm not putting up with this. And you may have a fight. Prince is, oh man, he's precision with it. He comes like this close to their face, and he's gone at Archie a few times. Now you can see where Archie is. Archie's over by the door, and Prince is standing beside me. Archie's at the door, and Prince is right there. And it's because Prince doesn't like thunderstorms. He can deal with Archie. So you have to let the dogs know who's who. And that will help. When you do that, will eventually just stick with it. Keep me posted, because I love Frenchies. They're so cool, and they have such, it's character. It's what it is. It's characters. They're like, hey man, how come you don't like me? Come on, get on here, get on here. You've got to let them know that, hey, they're going to like you better if you stop doing that. So good luck with that. Okay, let's go into the questions here. How do I teach my standard poodle to not bark at everything? Katie ID. All right, Katie, how old is it? When you say bark at everything, there's generally something going on. She's probably trying to tell you something. If I let Archie go, he'd bark at everything. Interrupting again, stepping in front of the space, going, nope, we don't do that. If you watch anything relationship wise, he's barking at everything because he's either trying to get your attention or to get the attention of something he's barking at. And he's insecure. Possibly he's insecure or he's bored, one or the other. So, they say a good dog is a tired dog. No, a good dog is a fulfilled dog. You don't have to put them on a treadmill for an hour to have them tired. You get them to think. So what does a typical day look like for your poodle? Is he walking with you, 3 times a day, doing lots of random sits and stays, making him wait before he goes through the door, sending him to a designated place to wait while you prepare his dinner? Everything. My motto is training time is all the time. And that helps the dog think, gets them tired. When Archie first came last week, man, I was on him like white on rice because he was in Prince's face every time I turned around. So it was just a matter of backing him off, making him sit, giving him something else to do, bringing him to a heel position, making him sit and wait while I toss a Frisbee for Prince. Archie doesn't want the Frisbee. He just wants to chase the dog and cause trouble. So you want to create thinking opportunities for your poodle. And when he's barking, instead of yelling at him because that joins in the conversation, you want to get him to look at you. If you can use a clicker or a squeaky toy or on a leash and walk away, like if the dog's free, he needs to be attached on a leash, and you just walk away, go, no, we don't do that. Let's go. And you go the other way. That's my number one go-to for a dog that's barking at, quote, everything, because I'm walking it on the street, starts barking, I just go, nope, bing, just drive it towards me. Nope, let's go. And away we go. Okay, I see we've only got 31 people on Instagram. I know that the signal's weak. Something about Starlink dishes, when it's cloudy, they don't work. At least mine doesn't work. So, okay, I hope that helps. Keep us posted. I'm going to come back in here. Oh, she's 7. Barks at people at the door, even family. Well, so she's 7. If she's 7, it's a habit. Like now you've got an issue, a habit that she thinks is okay. Like whatever you've done, if you've had her since she was a puppy, then she thinks she's okay. I would give her another job. Like you say at the door, you mentioned specifically at the door. I would ask for teach her to go to place. Sorry, I'm looking at too many things going on here. I would teach her to go to place. Give her a job. Someone comes to the door and knock, and I simulate that. I don't wait till someone comes to the door. I walk around the house, tap on the door, send the dog to place. You teach them the initial place command. And once they get that, and go to my YouTube channel, The Ontario Dog Trainer, there's a 4-step process for teaching dogs how to go to place. And then you just take that to a variety of different places. And a place can be a mat, but I prefer to have an elevated bed just like you see behind me here. That's a place cot. Okay. And give her a job. She's got to have something to think about. It's the fact that I don't know what her, like I say, typical day, even at 7, you can undo that behavior if you start to give her more things to think about. All right. I'm going to just, she listens to positive, gets mad at negative. I don't know what you mean gets mad. Yeah. No, I would give her a job. Like, she's okay for positive reasons. I don't know how you've trained her, if she's had any training before, but give her a job. You don't want her to bark. You give her something that you want her to do. Like, come, good dog, sit. Yes. Go to place. Yes. Good dog on place. And then you go and answer the door. Teach her to stay on place. I tell you, every time she does right, you go, yes, good dog. But when she's barking, all you want to do is plug your ears. I guess that's the placing I can think of. I don't like dogs that bark either, but I give them something else to do. So that's the way I would deal with that. All right. Yeah. Oh, go to mat. Perfect. If she knows to go to mat, then start practicing that randomly around the house, not when people come to the door. Practice it randomly and give lots of praise for that. And then set it up, knock on the door, send her to the mat, and then have someone in your family help you. They knock on the door and then you send her to the mat. And then you start gradually getting more distance between the mat and between you and her on the mat. You go to the door, open and close the door and go back and reward. You can use food for that, or you can use praise, whatever floats her boat. You want to make sure that you give her that positive reinforcement. Absolutely. But you want to give her a job that she can do. And if it's a new job, but go to mat that's beautiful. I like, one thing I like about mats is they're a lot more portable than these things with legs on them. But yep, keep it up, and good call on that. All right. I've got a question here from M. Kettleson 56. My 6-year-old cockapoo barks at the mailman in large trucks like the UPS truck and Amazon drivers. So the message there is pretty much the same. Everybody barks at the Amazon drivers, don't they? I don't know. Everybody barks at the mailman too. Here's what happens in the dog's head. A lot of Amazon drivers are afraid of dogs, by the way, and they just want to get the hell out of there as fast as they can. But we call it the postman syndrome. The postman comes up the sidewalk, the dog barks like crazy, the postman leaves, dog wins. So it's the same solution. You can sit outside, you can do all kinds of things to expose the dog to them, but they're still going to bark. I would give them a job, and you get them focused on the job. Look, the mailman's going to drop your mail anyways, and the UPS guy is going to drop off your parcel anyways. So you teach them that place command, teach it outside, inside, all over the place, in exactly the way I just described it for the last person, for Katie, and focus on it. Start teaching it now. It doesn't matter if he's 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years. They can learn this. It's fun because they want to learn what brings out your positive energy as well. So teach them the place command. Go to my YouTube channel, The Ontario Dog Trainer, at YouTube at Ontario Dog Trainer. And there's all kinds of videos in there and go to place, but there's a 4-step process in there. And if not, send me a DM and just say place, and I'll send you a link to that video, because it is the solution. I use it for everything. For example, Archie, see Archie back there? Archie, you can on here. Archie, yeah. He didn't like to get in the vehicle, and he would do everything he could possibly think of to not get in the vehicle. So I would, no, Archie, we got to go to place. Boom, and I let him up the ramp into place, and he goes, I'm going to video that because his owners don't believe he's going to get in the vehicle. They have to lift him. He's freaking 80 pounds. It was a different job for him. Take away the negative about, the hassle about getting in the car. I went, no, that's not what we do. Barking, same thing. Nope, that's not what we do. Go to place. Good boy. And then they sense your change in energy, because trust me, it's not fun listening to a barking dog, right? Okay, let me see. Post your comments if that resonates with you. If you have a dog that barks, if you think it's a simple solution to teach him to go to place versus yelling at him to stop barking, which he's not doing anyway, double tap on the screen and let me know. Okay, another question here from Facebook group. Monique Menard, my Bernese mountain dog, 9 months old, pees in the house when she did not. Oh, she doesn't see you close to her. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Okay, that's an issue. So here's my solution to that, though. There's always a solution. So you have a dog that pees in the house, and there's a perception that she's doing it when you leave her. Let me tell you something. 2 things. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios here for that. Archie, who you can see over there, right there. The first thing he did when his owner dropped him off, he came in the door and he peed on the floor. And so what did the owner do? He made an excuse for it. He said, oh, he pees when he's excited. Okay, fine. I just made note. He pees when he's excited. First day I came in to get him out of the crate. The crate is here. Oops, sorry, Prince. Crate's here in front of me. I've got my computer on top of it, actually. I let him out and he dribbled in the crate, and then he got on the place and he dribbled again. I said nothing. I just went to work. Now he's got to stay on place till I say, then he's got to go to the door till I say, then he's got to come out, he's got to sit again. Gave him a job. He arrived here on Thursday. Today's Monday. I had him at the cottage all weekend, where same thing though. You have to go to place, you have to wait at the door, you have to just mind your manners around the dog, no pee. So that's the first scenario. The extreme scenario is this. I put them in a crate. It's called reverse potty training. They spend all their time in the crate. They only go outside for freedom and do their potty. Then they come back in, they go back in the crate. Pretty soon they recognize there's no point in peeing in the crate or in the house. I don't get to go in the house anyways. And then you can start to give them a little bit more freedom, have a drag line on them, because if she goes to squat to pee, then you grab her and you put her outside. If you're not seeing her pee, it's because she has too much freedom in the house. So I would do the extreme is you put her in a crate and she only comes out to go potty, and you spend time in the yard with her, you bring her in, put back in the crate, because that's your den. She wouldn't pee in her own den. That's your den, and she's marking it. You have to claim it back by showing her where she's allowed to pee. And I know it's a weird human thing that we don't pee inside. Dogs pee. They can't figure that out. They can pee outside. Why can't they pee in here? It's the same thing, but it is not. And it is your den, and you call the rules in your den. They don't mess in their own den. So you put her in the crate. Doubtful she's going to pee in her crate. You watch. If she's not crate trained, you might want to start there. Okay. My 5-month-old golden doodle wants to go out for a pee or water break at 3 a.m. every night. Pee or water break. Okay. From Nubian Didi, my 5-month golden doodle wants to go out for a pee or water. So, okay, at 3 a.m. every night, every morning. That's common. 5 months old, still a puppy. First of all, make sure that there's no medical issues, because there could be something going on there. Cut off water at 7:30 at night. Cut off food at 6 o'clock at night. She may be waking up. She may be hungry. When you say water break, is it because she wants a drink? If she wants a drink, I'd be really concerned. I'd be going to the vet to get some blood work and some urinary stuff done. There may be an infection there. That's one concern. The second concern is, or a question to me back to you, would be, what happens when you ignore her at 3 a.m.? Does she pee in her crate? Is she in a crate? She should be in a crate. If she's not in a crate, then she's just waking you up for entertainment. So first of all, crate training. And then secondly, at 3 a.m., when the puppies come here for that kind of training and they wake me up at 3 a.m., unless they like screech and howl, they're sleeping right beside me. They're not alone. They're in a crate beside me. I might just put my hand on top of the crate and go, no, back to sleep. Or I might not do anything, but I'm wide awake, trust me. But they learn that does not get them any attention. And that could be the big thing she just knows. I call it the monkey trick. I'm gonna make a noise. Monkey's gonna jump up and do something with me. Woohoo! So I just ignore it. I make sure that they don't get anything from me for that. So that would be, first of all, check for medical. Secondly, cut off food and water by 7:30 or even earlier. And then you've got to monitor their behavior. I mean, when it's this hot, if it's 40 degrees Celsius where you are, you're not going to do a lot of heavy activity after you've cut off their water, because you don't want them waking up in the night. Archie, he's 8 months old. He drinks a ton of water. I'm worried, actually, he drinks so much water. I'm going to talk to his owner about that. But he doesn't wake me up at 3 a.m. He knows better. He tried, and it didn't get him anywhere. And he tried when he first came, barking in the crate. Oftentimes they're waking you up. It's either protest, like, hey, come and get me, come and play with me, come and pay attention to me. That's what I think it is. But I would get a medical checkup first to make sure that there's no medical issues. And then, grin and bear it. If she's in your room, that's fine. If she's in a place away out in the house and she's not making a mess in the crate, just ignore it. And then when you get up in the morning, go get her out and take her outside. It's just got to stay with it. Because what she's doing is, in all likelihood, if there's no medical issue, is she's training you. Remember, training time is all the time. Either you're training your dog or your dog's training you. And the good news is you get to choose. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah. Most of the time he just wants attention. That's it. He doesn't pee in the crate, but he can drink water in the crate. All right. So that's it. There's your answer. He just wants attention. Ignore it, grin and bear it, suck it up, so to speak. And then he'll get over it. Once he realizes that there's no advantage to him. Yeah. Thanks, Maura. I know it's my internet, and I had nothing I can do with it. I'm sorry. I'm hoping that, that the, Instagram feed stays a little bit stronger than the stream, but all we can do is sunny and hot near Montreal. Yeah, thanks, Shari. It's super hot here. It's not sunny right now, but we're getting something. Okay, Stewie 32311 from Philadelphia. Welcome. This is new to you. I'm well. And you know what, people, if you're new here and you're not a follower, please click on the link to follow me, because we post it. We take all of these lives, and I know they're glitchy, so we clean them up. And we take your questions and my answers and we put them together, and we'll post some snippets here and there, but we post all of those questions and answers in the Instagram subscription, which you can get by going to my bio and clicking on the link for Instagram subscription. And for $4.99 a month, you can come and go and stay as long as you can come and go as often as you want and stay as long as you want. So I highly recommend that as well. And then sometimes those snippets come out. And don't forget, if you're interested in having a better relationship with your dog, recognizing how your behavior influences your dog's behavior. That's really going to be the gist of this webinar that I'm presenting in September. Or if you're a business owner and you want to attract new clients and you want to learn how people perceive you and how you can mirror who they are, we're having a webinar on that exact topic. I've been teaching it for years, in addition to dog training. September 16th in the morning at 11, September 18th in the evening at 7, and just click style. Type style in the comments and you'll get an instant link to register for the webinar. There's no cost, but registration enrollment will be limited. And if you enroll, then you will get the recording if you're not able to make it at that time. So you don't need to worry about, I got to check my calendar, see if I can make it. We will have recordings for you. So please type style in the comments. If you want to learn how to overall have a better relationship with your dog, have more success if you're a business owner, and have a better connection with both four-legged and two-legged people in your life. That's what we're teaching. Okay. Exit and rejoin. Oh, thanks, Lauren. Thanks for letting me know that. And thanks for coming back. I really appreciate that. Lauren said she went out and she came back in and now it's better. We had a little bit of a thunderstorm go through here. And I think that's what caused that's what was causing and now the sun's out. So it's like going to be steamy out there. But that's what caused the glitch. So I really appreciate, I appreciate all of you for being here in the first place, because it's 5 o'clock on a weekday and somebody's here. If you're in a different time zone, it could be anything, but I appreciate you having the patience with our sketchy internet. It's always wonky here. I do my best. That's why I've got Restream on Facebook and YouTube, and I separated the Instagram instead of putting them all into one platform, which we did last week, and it blew up my internet. So, so thank you. I appreciate your patience. Thank you. And thank you, Shar, for letting me know that. Shar_Mon for letting me know. Hey, thanks, Ginny Lemmy, for letting me know it's working. How to introduce a 2-year-old back to the crate. Okay. What kind of dog is it, Stewie? Because it's, oh, hey, Dahlia, thanks for saying hi to Vina. Yeah. My assistant Vina's in the background here. She's recording the questions. If you have questions on Facebook or YouTube and you're watching, please type them in to the comments and wherever you can type them in on I know there's a platform here to do that, and Vina will capture them. And then we'll answer them. How to introduce a 2-year-old back to the crate. So what kind of dog is it? So here's what I would do with that. When you say back to the crate, it means that, does that mean that he or she has stayed in the past? Like it's not like it's a first time thing. If that's the case, then you're golden. It's a good place to start. So here's how I would start. All good things happen in the crate. I would feed every meal in the crate. And even if they don't want to go in there, just put the food in, shove it to the back of the crate, let them figure it out. Don't encourage them. Don't baby talk them. Don't force them. Just let them figure it out. Archie, he's used to eating out of his crate, and I needed to know he was going to be comfortable in the crate. So it didn't take long, and he went. And all my dogs here in this office eat in crates because I often have multiple dogs in here and I need them to be safe. So I would start by feeding in the crate. You can also, if you want to do something in between meal times, take the dinner, take whatever you feed them, and break it up through the day and just keep tossing treats in there. And don't toss any more until those ones have been taken. And don't feed regular meals, just by hand. In you go, start food from hand, good dog, food in hand, in the crate. And you go, good dog. And then label it, do it silently for a bit, just lots of praise when they're in there. And then after maybe 3 or 4 days, you might say, go crate, boom. And then I just toss it. It doesn't take long. Make it fun, run up, toss some big, yummy stuff in there. That's how I would do it. And then eventually, as long as it takes, whatever it takes, once he's going in there willingly, you label it. Once he'll go in on the label, you label it, you can shut the door. And you just shut it for a few seconds. You don't want him to feel trapped in there, and you don't want to abandon him right away. Like the worst thing you can do when reintroducing a dog to a crate is put him in there and leave for a couple of hours for the first time. No, you want to feed him, let him come out in and out on his own. Put the crate where it's easy access and put all his favorite things in there. So he has to go in and get them. So you're sure that there's no fear and no phobia with the crate. And then eventually just start adding longer and longer. And I would also have him sleep there at night. Especially if you're close by, then he recognizes it's not a sentence. It's just a place to sleep. And that's the only place to sleep. I had a dog that comes here. Some of you may remember if you've been here before, Charlie Brown, the Boston Terrier, and he slept in his owner's bed for years. And then he just got to be so obnoxious about it. And plus she got married. So it wasn't acceptable anymore. And he loves it in his crate now. I love it when he comes here and sleeps in his crate, because Charlie had this thing of waking up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden he's cold and he tries to burrow under the sheets, which I don't allow, and for a variety of reasons. And it was waking up, disturbing everybody's sleep, his included. So I put him in the crate and he's fine. So start by adding yummy treats in the crate, then increase it to meal times in the crate, and then start shutting the door, and then start leaving the room for first maybe 60 seconds and then longer and longer increments. And it should be easy. And if you want, try it at night. If the nighttime doesn't work and you don't care about him sleeping in there at night, you just need him to go in there during the day, then just follow the food routine and it will work. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Yep. So type your questions. If you've got questions, remember, there's a ton of resources. Last week, we created a book on 10 ways to have a well-behaved dog without really training. And that's what this webinar is going to be about also, a little bit more expansion on that. But that book is in my bio. Go in there, click on the Stan Store link, and you'll see a ton of things in there. There's lots of free stuff in there as well. Hey, Amy, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. Let me see. My standard. Okay, we did that. Talked about the standard poodle. Yeah. Okay. Lauren, you got an answer to that. I talked to Katie. If you've got a question about building a relationship, barking dogs, socially inappropriate behavior. I'm not seeing any questions here. I don't want to, in one of the options here, one of the options I've thought about, but I just don't think it's that interesting, is to do a slide presentation that sort of supplements the conversation. That means you got to sit and watch it, which that's going to be the webinar. You don't come here. I like to come here and have two-way engagement, talk to all of you, learn about your dogs, learn about where you're from, learn about what's going on. It is the summertime. You realize this is the last Tuesday. Yeah, the last Tuesday. We got one more day left in July. Ooh, and then summer's like 1/3 over. Oh my goodness. Not that I'll miss the extensive oppressive heat, but I do like the fact that we don't have to wear layers and layers of clothes. It takes twice as long to get dressed up to go out. Yeah. Okay, we talked about the cockapoo. I'm going to go back to that for a minute. Yep, talked about the cockapoo. Okay. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Lynn Hind, Shannon, Shaman, Bonnie Huddlestone, welcome. Okay, it barks. Okay, this is the cockapoo, barks at everything. Oh, okay, through your picture window in the living room. Yikes. Yeah, so you live in the city, he's walking by. There's a couple of things you can do, but you have to keep doing them. Remember, folks, regardless of the tips that I give you, nothing's instant. Everything requires repetition and consistency. And so dogs like to bark at moving things. It triggers their prey drive. So if he is, he's 6 years old, he's barking at the picture window in your living room, it's entertainment for him. You can interrupt it. What the problem is, if you're not there and he's doing it, then there's your inconsistency. It's very difficult to stop that. So you can, there's a contingency out there that would tell you to shut the curtains. Well, what the hell's the point in having a picture window if you got to shut the curtains in the daytime? So I'm not going to tell you to do that unless you want to. You could, if you're home all the time, you could have him tethered to you and sit on his leash and just prevent him from accessing the window until he eventually loses interest, and that's going to take a long time at 6 years old. You can also teach him, you can get in front of him when you see him start to bark, you go and interrupt him, you go nope, and teach him to go to place. He's got to leave the window and go to place and get rewarded on place. Always reward away. The thing is, a lot of people, when a dog barks, they start yelling, stop it, and they go and they grab the dog and they pull him away from the window, and they think the dog gets it. What that does to the dog is that's engagement to him. He goes, okay, if that's how we play the game, all right, but that's the game. So you've but it's not easy at 6 years old. It's my dogs make up stuff. They make, I see it outside the window. We live in the country where there's nothing. So my Papillon will get up on the table and look out the window. Between you and I don't care if she gets up on the table because I think it's funny, but because it's an old table anyways, but she looks for things to bark at. But as soon as I leave the room, she's off the table as she follows me because I'm more interesting than nothing outside. But in your case, your cockapoo is telling you there's way more interesting out there than you. So you want to figure out how to be more interesting to him, even if you got to maybe be extreme and throw a ball for him. But instead of being angry and pulling him off the window, you can go and interrupt him and go, no, move it. Let's go, and have a squeaky toy in your hand and get him to follow you so that you're more interesting. Pretty soon he's going to start looking to you for the entertainment. It is time and patience, repetition, and consistency. Keep us posted because it is a tricky thing to deal with. And cockapoos, think about it. Cocker Spaniels are bird hunters. So he's triggering on the movement and that he's alerting something's going on out there. I want to chase it and it goes away. It's similar to the postman syndrome. It goes away, he wins. So please, you want to interrupt that in a calm, assertive way and be more interesting so that you're relevant to the dog. He understands when he sees you coming, you're not going to join in the conversation by yelling at him. You're not going to threaten him. You're simply going to give him something that's more fun to do. So he'll start looking for you. Okay. I've got another question here from Vina. Mrs. MK23 underscore 23. Mrs. underscore MK23. How to stop my 10-month-old Cocker Spaniel, we're hitting a run on Cockers today, from flying around the house and furniture. Thank you. Don't let him do that. And how you stop him from doing that is you limit his freedom. If he's 10 months old, he's not a puppy anymore, but he's been allowed to have those freedoms as a puppy. So the solution is you put a leash on him. You attach this end of the leash to a carabiner on your belt or waist, and you attach this end to his collar, preferably a slip collar. A bunch of them here. A slip collar that looks like this. So there's a consequence when he tries to leave you, or you just put on a flat collar or a harness, and he simply can't go anywhere. And you ignore him. You don't feel sorry for him. You don't coddle him. You just ignore him. And when you sit down on the furniture, he does not get a chance to jump on your lap. You sit on his leash. We call it sit on the dog or mastering the art of doing nothing. You sit there and you watch TV, you read a book, you read the newspaper, and then you just get up and move away. So I would limit that freedom instantly. And when you can't do that, if you're busy, because life's busy and you have to go out, put him in a crate. No freedom in the house because he's basically running the show. And you're probably either laughing. I'd laugh until it wasn't funny anymore. And that's what's happened. Initially, it likely was funny. And now it's not. People let their puppies get away with things. And they think they're so cute. But I want you to think about when your puppy, what's cute at 8 weeks old, will it be cute at 8 months old? And I mean, this guy, think of it. When he was 8 weeks old, he was a sweetheart. He was as cute as anything. He could have gotten away with murder. But his owners brought him here. And we taught them how to have a loving relationship with their puppy and set rules and boundaries that the puppy loves. He doesn't even try to get up on the bed at all, period. And he lives with 3 little girls who would love to have him on the bed. He's not interested. Doesn't want to get in the vehicle either, but we fixed that. So to stop a 10-month-old puppy from helping himself flying around the living room and the furniture, simply don't let him do it. And you limit his freedom and you set some boundaries. That's the value of using a leash attached to your waist. 6-foot leash, he knows how far he can go, and you just turn and walk away and ignore him. And the most interesting thing and more fun thing for him is to follow you. He still has to keep moving. When you want him to fly around, take him out in the yard, throw a ball for him, throw a frisbee for him, teach him that there's a special time to chase things. And it doesn't happen in the house. And keep us posted. Okay. Yeah. Any idea why he's acting this way? He's been at my side since he was 8 weeks old, and all of a sudden he's abandoned his mommy for his. Yeah. So just don't let him do that. Simple. Like, you've got to reestablish your relationship. There might be some reason that he thinks his nan is more interesting than you, but when you follow that, I call it tethering. You just have him tethered, and he's with you basically as long as you can stand it. So you're not going to have him 24/7. You're going to put him in his crate to sleep at night. You're not going to have him tethered to you the full time he's in there, but for the first day or two, yes. And then what you do is you just drop it. You just unhook it. You drop it. You don't make a big production out of it. You just drop it. And the minute you see him about to do that same thing, step on the leash, set the boundary, and then he looks at you and you go, "Good boy." And you can have food. You can feed him for that if you want, or give him a toy, or just tell him he's a good boy, whatever turns his crank. All right. No freedom. Okay. Let me see here. Beautifully balanced. Lovely. Anders, my dog barks. I need more information than that. So when you're posting a question, please let us know how old your dog is, what breed it is, and what the issue is, and what you've done to help with the issue. Okay. Captive Alba. 5-year-old Jack Russell barks at birds. Carmen. Okay. He's a Jack Russell. They bark at birds and they kill rats. They are hunters. Hi, Prince. Prince wants to join the camera. Can you get down, please? I don't really like that. You're not supposed to be on the camera. No one wants to see you. Yeah, what's this? What he's trying to do is get away from Archie, who's in his face. No, Prince, go. So now here's something that's going on here. You can see Archie is on the floor. And for those of you that are on Instagram, you can see Archie's on the floor. Yeah. Prince wants to get in my face because he doesn't like Archie staring at him. Archie's giving him a little bit of a go here. So I'm going to go Archie. I'm actually going to, you probably won't be able to see this. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I'm going to move into Archie's space like this. Archie, move it. Go place. Prince off. There we go. See, Prince wouldn't come off. There we go. Now you can see Archie's on his place. All right, Archie, you're free. And he'll come off when I say he's free. I don't let him get off on his own because I put him on there. When you want your dog to go to place, you put him on there. He can only come off when you say. All right. I missed a couple. This is all about barking dogs this week. So they're all older dogs. Char_MON5. Barking dog who's almost 7 years old. How long have you had him? What kind of dog is it? What's he barking at? And don't let him do that. If you don't want him barking, don't let him bark. And it doesn't mean you yell at him. People stand back and they go, "Be quiet." And all the dog thinks is you go, you're joining in the conversation. You've got to have calm energy. You've got to go. And if he's barking at the door, you can look out and you can go, "Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. This was a cockapoo. Thanks for letting me know. Let's go." And you move him away from there. So dogs are, they're predisposed to create alert signals. So you acknowledge the alert and then you take them away. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, honey. Thanks for joining in. Take him away and give him something better to do. Show him that he's done his job. You appreciate that. And now let's go play, or let's go have a treat, or let's just go away and sit down and read a book. Anything, but don't lose your cool. Stay calm. Basically, say as little as possible and redirect him every time. There's a question back here about, my dog has lost some confidence after we had a baby. Help him gain back his confidence. Okay. Frankie_Urban. My dog has lost some confidence after we had a baby. Oh my goodness. How to help him gain back his confidence. At one time I had a really good book on how to prepare a dog for baby. The time to gain his confidence is before the baby comes. But now that the baby's here, everything's changed. You've got all these funny smells, all these different routines. Like, I don't know if you prepared him for the change in routine that was going to happen and the exhaustion that you're going to experience with a new baby. So the way to get his confidence back is to return to his normal daily routine that he had before the baby came, so that he sees things, you're still there for him, and engage him with the baby. If you're yelling at him every time he looks sideways at the baby, like so many helicopter parents do, then of course he's going to be losing confidence because he's confused. But if you're feeding the baby, you bring him over, you teach him good manners, teach him, to respect your personal space. And I just do that this way. No, back off. And he backs off, sit down, good boy. You've got to engage him. So it's a slow process. But just back to the daily routine that he's comfortable with. and include him in things that involve the baby, walk together, do all those sorts of things, and stay calm. If this is your first baby and you're new, then you're like, oh my God, you're like a little bit on edge. Try not to convey that to the dog because that's what he's picking up on. Okay, Vina. Scored a diamond. My 1.5-year-old teacup Pomeranian is afraid of other dogs. How do I get her not to be afraid? Stop forcing her to meet other dogs to start with. Just like that, if she's afraid of other dogs, so many people, I don't know, I'm not saying you do this, but I see it so often. My dog's afraid of dogs. And then you see a calm dog and you start dragging the dog in there. Come on, let's meet him. Come on, it's okay, it's okay. My Pomeranian is not a teacup. She's fat, but she doesn't care about dogs. My Papillon, on the other hand, is a teacup. She's afraid, and she does it by going after them. So if you have a dog that's afraid, and I don't force, I just keep walking. I had her away for 3 weeks on a trip to an RV trip, and when we first arrived, she's barking and carrying on at everything. She was so afraid. I just ignore it. Let's go, and I just keep walking, and I don't tighten the leash. I have her on a 10-foot line, and we just walked. By the end of that 3 weeks, she'd just see a dog. Who cares? And I'll have to reintroduce that because now we're back home living in like isolation sort of thing in the middle of nowhere. But if she's afraid of other dogs, 2 things. Number 1, don't force the issue. Be the leader. And that means you have her on a leash and you move. If she shows fear with another dog, you don't have to say anything. You say, oh, that's okay. Let's go. Let's go. You follow me. I'm better anyways. That's number 1. Number 2, find a dog that you can trust with your life. That's like rock solid, bomb proof, and just let them hang out together. I often get dogs in here that come into our boarding school that are afraid of other dogs. And I have lots of dogs that are bomb proof, some that aren't. And I let them hang out. And by the time and I take them, of course, to town, and I ignore the dogs that I don't know, and I let them hang out with the dogs that they do know. And that builds their confidence. And really, they're afraid of other dogs because they don't know what the boundaries are. And as you see, you saw Archie sticking his face in Prince's face. When he first came, yeah, he's still doing his thing there. When he first came, he didn't know how to read signals from other dogs. And Prince fixed that pretty quick. I did it with muzzle on to start with because sometimes Prince miscalculates. That only lasted a couple of hours. And then now, as you can see, they're hanging out in the room together, and Prince knows this guy means trouble. I'm going to try to stay away from him. Leaders avoid conflict, and he's trying to avoid the conflict, but he's certainly going to let Archie know what the rules are if he gets in his space. So Archie's not afraid. He's pushing the envelope. And your dog, if she's afraid, you want to get her around a calm dog that's going to show her what the rules are in a way that they understand in their language. Honestly, I'll be totally honest with you. We can't do it. Humans don't have the timing. They don't have the right energy. They don't have the right anything to get a dog to understand and respect the corrections from another dog. I like to have a reliable dog to work on that. My friend Tracy Franken had 19 different dogs, most of them Noofs, and they were brilliant at helping those scaredy cat type dogs be comfortable, no matter what size they were. So if you can find yourself a reliable dog, not a daycare, no, don't send it to daycare unless one of my students runs a brilliant daycare in Burlington, Instinct Canine. If you're in that area and you want a brilliant doggy daycare, Anna Marie Stewart, absolutely go there, where they supervise and they segment, and they will teach that dog some confidence, and they'll teach it to be safe. They won't put it at risk. That's what she needs day after day after day in order to be afraid. But generally, it's easier. That's why daycare, that's a valuable daycare. Most of them that I'm aware of are not like that. That's why I recommend Anna Marie's, because it's perfect for dogs that have fear. But if you don't have any of that, you don't have a dog that you can trust, there's just you, then you don't force the issue on other dogs. You just move, keep her moving, so she understands that confidence comes from following the boss. And that's what it is. All right. Don't forget, folks, when you want to know more about your energy and how your energy influences, if you want to know more about how your energy influences your dog and all the people around you and how you might be perceived, I am hosting a webinar on the 16th of September. It's just me, no guests, 16th of September and the 18th of September. There'll be 2 times, one at 11, one at 7. But the registration, the enrollment is limited. So if you want the link to enroll in that webinar, it's free. type style in the comments and you'll get an instant access. If you can't make it to the webinar on those dates, don't sweat it. There will be a recording, but you'll only get the recording if you're registered to attend the webinar. You don't have to attend, but I just have to register. All right, because that is going to answer a lot of questions around why dogs do what they do that we've been asked here today. Okay, and don't forget, if you want to learn more about relationships with your dog, go to my bio and click on the Relationship Remedy Program with Tracy Franken, Beyond Obedience, and it's a brilliant course. It's brilliant. Okay, Wellington 2732 join. Welcome. Yeah, yes, type style in for the webinar. Okay, let me just see here. What do we got from? Let's check with Vina. Oh yeah, here we go. Sweet Cello. Hi, we have a 2-year-old pup, and last week brought home a kitten. Oops. The dog goes nuts seeing her when my husband isn't around. We've been introducing them slowly. Oh, they're separated by a glass door. You know what? I know this sounds really kind of counterintuitive, but that's probably what's driving the dog nuts, because it doesn't know the glass door's there, it just keeps banging into it. I would do a couple of different things. I like to teach dogs to tolerate the presence of something. Now, you didn't say what breed it is, so I don't know how big it is. So I would keep the dog tethered to you 100% of the time when the cat's around. And at night, if you put the cat to bed somewhere or you go sit, I mean, the dog needs to have private time with you. But during this introductory phase, I will attach the dog to me. I'll sit on the lead. I want them in the same room, in other words, because the dog has to develop coping skills. They have to learn to coexist. And if it's not, as long as it's not a terrier type breed that is trained to kill rats or kill vermin in barns, then you're okay. I don't know what breed it is because you didn't mention it, but I would teach the dog to cope with the presence of the cat simply by having him tethered to my waist on a regular length leash. And if the kitten is in the way, you're going to walk between them to move the dog away. If he goes to go around you or darts at it, you're going to be ready. You're going to pop up that leash. But no, we don't do that. And just keep walking. Just keep your energy manageable, low, and learn and sit on the leash. When the cat comes in, the dog's going to jump up and bark and carry on. Just ignore it day after day after day until they learn to coexist with each other. Oftentimes, the kitten's going to need to learn to coexist with the dog just as much as the dog is with the kitten. Because if you don't do that now, when the cat grows up, it's going to run, and the dog's going to chase it. Because that's prey drive, right? Movement triggers prey drive, and you don't want the cat to antagonize the dog by running. Cats love to chase dogs. They love to. So you want them to coexist. You want the cat to think it's a dog, and you want the dog to think it's a cat. Then they coexist in harmony. But the way to do that is to keep your dog on a leash, in control when the cat's in the room, so they learn to do that peacefully. And good luck with that. It's fun. It's easy. You'll be able to do that. Okay, Stewie, you could use food, but she's a Labrador picky eater. Yeah, you know what? This guy was a picky eater too. I use Smack. Go to my bio and click on the link for Smack. Just order a small bag of it and you'll get a discount. And dogs that are the pickiest of eaters, this Archie, when he came, and his owner says, "Oh, we feed him this much food, but he doesn't eat it. He's really picky." I put like a quarter of a cup of Smack on his kibble and mixed it all in. No problems with food. First of all, I fed him the Smack straight out of my hand, and then bingo, no problem. Now he's fine. In fact, he's eating more because he's busier here than he is at home. And he just has to smell the Smack, and he's ready to do whatever I want. So try Smack. You got to have maybe I don't know what you're feeding her, Stewie, for food. If it's just kibble, that's like boring. Liven it up a bit. Smack is a slow dried food. It has raw food quality with kibble convenience. I love it. And it's a good motivator for picky eaters. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, Pippi's good, actually. Lisa, thanks for asking. You see some videos coming out on Pippi's future. She had a great time. I took Pippi on a road trip with me. Some of you may have seen some of the posts on Instagram. There's more coming soon. And that was her maiden voyage, so to speak. We had a great time together. She went through a full transformation, as did I, because it was my first solo RV trip. And now she's come back confident. She still has an attitude, but that's what she is. She's a dog, and she's fine. She's doing great. Thanks for asking. Okay, folks, if you're just joining us, we've got about 5 minutes left. Don't forget, if you want to know more about how to build a bond with your dog, how to add more clients to your business if you're a dog trainer, or if you're any kind of a small business owner, not a lot of people understand how how you're perceived by others. And when I discovered this many, many years ago, it was like a V8 moment for me. I should have had a V8. I was like, what? How come people aren't all like, don't they all think like I do? Aren't they all like like I am? I don't know. If they're not, then what's wrong with them? Seriously. So I've built a program. I studied that in depth. I built a program around it, and we've transferred it into people with their dogs, as well as, of course, business owners wanting to attract more clients. And I'm hosting a webinar to teach that very thing, and it's free. It's free. And September the 16th at 11, September the 18th at 7. And if you can't make it, please enroll. Enrollment's limited. Please enroll and you'll get the recording. It's going to be mind-blowing. There's going to be tons of stuff happening. And between now and then, there'll be more announcements and more things to lead up to that. So I hope you'll join us. Enroll in the webinar, and I'll look forward to seeing you there. All right. Somebody is what required for annual vaccines? I'm not sure, Lisa, what you mean there is what required for annual vaccines. Edith, barking dogs. There is a book in I'm not sure if it's still in there. Vina, you might know, on how to stop your dog from barking. We did have a campaign on that a few weeks ago. Hey, Michelle, welcome. Welcome. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. Drop your questions in the comments. If you've learned anything new, double tap on the screen. If you're not a follower, please follow us, and so you can be notified on these Instagram lives. Meet here every Tuesday at 5, and on Facebook and YouTube as well. We're just new in that we try our internet sketchy. Next Tuesday, hopefully we'll be in a stronger internet zone, because I'm going to be hopefully at the lake, if the weather permits, and it's not stinky hot. Here's a HP Kuber Singh. My dog hates other dogs. He hits other dogs when we take him for a walk. How do we allow him to socialize? He's a mix of terrier and spaniel. Oh, I love this. And he's 2 years old. We got him from a shelter 2 months ago. Well, then stop. How does he get to hit other dogs when you take him for a walk? That's a crime of opportunity. You are enabling that. You need to stop that. How do we allow him to socialize? You've only had him for 2 months. Build your relationship first. Go to my bio, click on Relationship Remedy, and enroll for Tracy Franken's course. Start there. Stop trying to force that dog on everybody that he meets, because he's lived in a shelter for who knows how long. He doesn't know you, and you don't know him, and you're doing everything that the dogs perceive dumb humans are going to do. Make them meet other dogs when they don't want to. He's afraid. And if he doesn't like them, he's maybe running at them to kill them. Maybe that's why he was in the shelter. But your job is to be a leader that he needs, to show him that he's safe with you by subjecting him to that dog, or to any dog you see on a walk, and allowing him to lead you to that dog. He's running the show, and you're not keeping him safe. I'm sorry, but I'm passionate about that kind of stuff. That is just nonsense. You have to step up. Go to my bio, click on the link for Relationship Remedy, get help. You don't have to go anywhere. Tracy's right there. There's 3 levels. You can get into that course. You have coaching from me and from her in the private Facebook group, but get help, because you are going to end up taking that dog back to the shelter if you don't stop forcing him or letting him lead you into other dogs. All right. So that was, just my little rant there for a minute. Okay, 4-year-old husky keeps eating my wooden. Oh yeah, Cajun swamp mama. Yeah, 4-year-old husky keeps eating my wooden fence. No doubt. Why? Because he's trying to get out. He wants to see what's over the next hill. That's husky. That's breed. Genetics matter, people. Honestly, genetics matter. So if you got a 4-year-old husky that's eating your wooden fence, you need to do one of 2 things. You tie him up. You tie him up so that he can't get to the fence, or you build a enclosure with a concrete pad that he can't dig under. That's all. And make sure in between that he has 3 productive walks a day, that's structured walks. And if you want to give him free time, you put him on a long line and you let him explore, and you go on sniff adventures with him, and then you bring him home 3 times a day. Huskies are brutal because they just want to see over the next hill. That's all he's doing. That's their nature. They're one of the most primitive breeds on the planet, and they have instincts, and he's just digging to try to get out to see what's on the other side of that fence. And then once he sees what's on the other side of the fence, he's going to keep going to see what's on the next fence and the next fence. Don't let him do that. You've got to either chain him up, put him in a pen with a roof on it, because he'll climb the fence, and make sure he gets plenty of structured exercise, engagement time with you. So he knows who his pack is and where he belongs. Okay. My dog is 2 years old, giant schnauzer from Central Republic. She's not too old for crate training. No, no. She says, I want to know if she's too old for crate training. Okay, there's another question on here we got to get back to. This is Alfredo Castanos. No, so start by feeding her in the crate. Yeah, you just feed all the meals in the crate, make all the good things happen in the crate. If she won't go in there, leave the food in there. Trust me, she won't starve. She might wait until you're not looking to go in there so that she doesn't think that she's in there. But when I have a dog that I want to reintroduce to a crate, I start with feeding all meals in crate, even if you have to add some yummy extra stuff to the food just to make it enticing for her to go in there. And then don't shut the door right away. Feed her in there for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 times a day. Just randomly throw kibble in there or cheese or bacon or something that's really smelly, and then start closing the door briefly and then let her out. Make it a good thing. It's going to take some time and patience, but treat it just like you would a puppy. That's how I would do it. You can also, that's that. I would just leave it at that. Just slow and steady, but persistent. All right, there was a question back here that caught my attention that I missed. Not the okay, I got that one. All right, we're coming up to, we got a couple more. I'll go a couple minutes here. And then if you're just joining us, hey, Scott, if you're just joining us, Sheila, yep. If you're just joining us, I'm presenting, and you want to know, if you're just joining us and you want to have a better relationship with your dog and you want to know how other people perceive you, you've heard me do a few rants here. If you missed it, join in. Be sure to subscribe to our Instagram subscription where all of the questions and answers are captured in 1 and 2 minute segments. So you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You can go in and scroll right down to the question you want. You can go back as often as you want. It's only $5 a month. Go in to the link in my bio and just click on subscribe, and you'll automatically start to receive. You can go back and look through all of our previous lives, and you'll see some links to other important things in there. And also on the 16th and the 18th, if you want to have a stronger bond with your dog, a better relationship with your employees and your family, check out the webinar that I will be presenting on the 16th of September at 11 in the morning and on the 18th of September at 7 at night. You need to enroll. Enrollment's limited. Just type style in the comments, and it's free. And if you're not able to make it, you'll get the recording, but only if you're registered. Type style in the comments and you get an automatic link to enroll. All right. If you're just joining us, that was the public service announcement. Pomeranian is, I don't know what, I think I got that one. Just retyped it. Okay. Yep. Afraid of other dogs. Yep. Yeah. So she's afraid of other dogs. As I said, don't force it. Yeah. We talked about that. That will answer to your question will be in the Instagram subscription soon. Okay. Looks like we've got just about, lots of people popping in here. My 2-year-old, brought home the kitten and talked about that. Sorry, we're getting behind here. Talked about that. Yeah. Oh, so Azad 3HF, I have an almost 4-year-old golden doodle. When someone comes to our house, she gets excited and jumps. What should I do to calm her down? You should give her a job to do so she can put all of her energy into learning that job. You teach her to go to a mat or go to a raised bed. See where Prince is? For those of you that are on Facebook and see where Prince is, that's his designated place when someone comes to the door. If he gets on my nerves and gets overexcited, I just tell him, hey, get on your place. He goes, oh, okay, because that's his job. He's a working dog. He wants to work. Give your 4-year-old golden a job. And then instead of yelling at her, you can get between you and teach her this before people come to your door. You can send me a DM and type place in it, and I'll send you a link to the video that's in my YouTube channel, The Interior Dog Trainer, on teaching how to teach place. We do have a video for that. If you haven't already, we have a video vault that has over 50 videos in it. You can subscribe to that by going to my bio, just by clicking on it's $12.97 a month, something like that, or pay by the year. It's cheaper, and there's new videos added in there every couple of weeks. We have instructional videos of me working with clients, so you'll see how I deal with clients. There are issues that all of you have brought up here, barking, walking nicely on leash, jumping on people, how to teach go to place. The place command is a magical tool for dogs that get overexcited. It gives them a purpose. It gives them a job to do when somebody comes. And let's face it, dogs are meant to have jobs. So that's my answer to how you get your dog to calm down when someone comes to the door, is give them a job, really. Okay. Instead of yelling no. Yeah, okay, we did that one. 2 year. Oh, here we go. I missed this one. I hope you're still here. SLE or Esler Richards or SLE Richards, not sure. I have a 2 year German short hair and a German Shepherd who jumps on certain people when they come over. How do I stop her? She doesn't do it to everyone. Same thing, same answer. Give them a job. That means send them, teach them to go to place. Because if she's selective on who she jumps on, why worry about having to figure out, is she going to jump on that person, not going to jump on that person? She's running the show. So step up and be a leader, give her a job, and you'll get what I've got here with Prince. He doesn't jump on anybody. He used to bite people. He used to run up and nip them. So teach him to go to place. He doesn't do that anymore. Archie he goes to place. He's a jumper. He comes out. First day he was here, he came out, jumped on me. I don't think so. Send him to place. Now he doesn't jump. He also doesn't pee either. Give the dog a job. That's your solution to any of your jumping. Anything that's jumping, give them a place. If you don't have a raised bed like you see here in the background for Prince, just put a mat on the floor. Teach them to go there, but do that before someone comes. Do it before they start jumping. Do it when you have calm, quiet, focused time to get that pattern going in the dog's brain, to help it recognize what that sound means. And check my YouTube channel or subscribe to the Your Dog Thinks Video Vault, where there is a detailed set of lesson plans and videos exactly on that thing. The whole place chapter is worth the subscription on its own, and there's no obligation. You can subscribe for a month or a year. Either way, when you're finished, you can just unsubscribe if you want to, but you miss all the great new stuff that's coming in there. All right, I see one other clarification here from newbie NDD. 5 months old, too old for training, is always tearing the training pad up. Yeah, because it is too old for pee pad training. Get rid of the freaking pee pad. I don't believe in pee pads. Sorry. If you have an apartment or a condo where you can't get downstairs to do it, or you just don't want to go outside and go, don't get me started. I don't train on pee pads because that teaches the dog. It's a 2-stage process. Then it teaches the dog to go to the bathroom in the house. And just like the 5-month-old, once they've had enough of it, they're going like, enough of this shit. I'm going to rip it up because it's like entertainment. I want the dog to go. I want the dog to know that I've got his back and we're going for a routine walk every, so many hours. And he gets to do that shit outside, literally. Okay. Yes. 5 months old, get rid of the pee pad. Shouldn't have started it in the first place. Erica. I like that. Are Dobermans trained for ratting? They can be. But I don't know how they fit down the hole. You can do barn hunts with Dobermans for sure. Jack Russells are trained to go to ground. And so are weenies go to ground. But yeah, you can train them to do that. They're protection. I have to teach them how to grab. I'm sure they're going to grab a hold of it. Genetics matter. And there's dogs. Jack Russells are trained to kill rats. That's what they're genetically bred for. So it's so much easier to get a Jack Russell if you've got a barn full of rats. My friend Tracy Franken got a Jack Russell puppy for that very reason, because her barn was overrun with rats. So now he's not a natural ratter, as genetics matter. But in this case, this guy was bred to be a pet. So she's taking him to rat killing classes so that he learns how to hunt and kill rats. You can do the same thing with your Doberman. It just might take longer and it might not, because they've got so much drive. And if he's intelligent, he just wants to work. And if that's the only job he has, boom, he's going to love it. Okay, folks, we are out of time. It's 6:08. I really appreciate those of you who stuck around. And you're welcome, sweet Joe. And thanks for joining in. Remember, we will be here next week at the same time, same place. Hopefully we'll have a bigger, stronger internet signal so we don't cut out like we did at the beginning. But I'm so grateful to those of you that stuck it out, and those of you who have joined us later. If you're just joining us just now, we're just about to sign off. But don't forget, type style in the comments right now before we sign off, and you'll get a link to enroll for a webinar that's coming up from me in September 16th and 18th on how you can have a better relationship with your dog and attract more clients if you're a business owner. I'm Karen Laws, the Ontario Dog Trainer. Thank you so much for joining. If I didn't get to your question, please send me a DM right now while you're thinking of it, and I will create a little an answer to your question, and it will be posted in the Instagram subscription. So go to my bio, click on the subscription, and you'll see your question there within the next couple of days. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Thanks again for joining in, and we'll see you all right back here live at 5 with Karen next week. Bye-bye now. Bye.